Has God asked you to create something and you haven't done it yet? Today is day 1 of the Consistently Creative Challenge. And welcome to day 2, day number 3. Welcome to day 10. Welcome to day 16, day 18 of the Consistently Creative Challenge. Hey, you amazing person, you. Welcome back to my channel. This is the place where dreamers get together to make space to actually work on that dream that God has put into your heart. My name is DJ Raynuka. I'm an actor and a filmmaker and a creator, and I'm really glad that you're here. You may or may not know that last year, at the end of 2023, I did a challenge called the Consistently Creative Challenge. And if you want to find out more, you can find the playlist here on my channel. I did this Consistently Creative Challenge really for myself. That's how the idea started. What happened was I realized I was going through a change, a metamorphosis. If you look at this channel, I started it in 2009. I was in my late 20s. I am now in my mid 40s. And I wanted to create in a different way. So I've gone through a lot of phases of creativity, but creativity has always been a huge part of my life. And what I wanted to do was to see if I could actually just show up as myself and God would meet me there. I just had that burning desire to test that out. And I made that challenge for myself. I wasn't about numbers or getting a lot of followers or anything. I just wanted to see what would happen. And so as I continued to think about that, I was asking God, how long should I do this for? And I heard this woman talking about the number 40 and how it's the number of transformation in the Bible. So I thought, oh my gosh, 40 is perfect. And it turned out I was about 50 days until the new year, and 10 days was enough time for me to prepare for the challenge. And I really felt like there was other people out there who also had this desire to be creative, and this challenge would be great because the thing is, a lot of us have thoughts and ideas in our head about things that we want to do and things God has put on our heart, but we don't actually do them. And it's really a few things is we don't make space in our lives to do it. We don't understand that it's important to create space. And when you create that space, then all of a sudden there's all these other obstacles that can come in. And so during this whole challenge, the practice was just to make space. And then the content was teaching you about how to deal with different things. Because I've been a professional creative for 2 decades now, and I've learned a lot over the years. I've been creative my whole life since I was a kid. I really feel like that's my superpower, but I've been a professional for 2 decades, and so, I know a few things. So I actually finished the challenge, and I was really proud of myself because although I've been a professional creative, I've definitely had times where I've been more consistent and less consistent, especially when it comes to posting content like many of us. I wanted to be more consistent with doing that and see what happened because of the creative process. I have learned that it's not always the healthiest goal just to say I want to get enough followers, but it's always a healthy goal to say I want to be consistent, I want to be creative, I want to make space, I want to be obedient to what God has for me. So in this video, I want to share with you the lessons that I learned in the Consistently Creative Challenge. And I'm working on some stuff so that we can do this again and you can really take advantage. And I believe that it's going to be amazing. So lesson number 1, I learned to trust myself. So the wonderful thing about staying consistent is you build trust with yourself. And I don't think that we talk about this enough, the importance of building trust with your own self. Because if you don't have trust, you can lose confidence and you can feel really discouraged and you can just feel really down on yourself. And then you'll start saying, what's the use of setting goals? I can't seem to go to the gym consistently. Why set a goal to lose weight and get in shape or anything like that? So it doesn't matter what you do. The best thing is to start out small, and that's to build trust with yourself, and so that you can say, I can do the next thing and the next thing. And for me, when I'm making a movie and I'm in a really hard project, I've already built trust with myself that I will get it done, that I will figure it out. And so that actually keeps me going through the hard time. And I think that's really important when you're creative, that you build trust with yourself. And so I'm really proud of myself. It was really hard. There was a few days where I just couldn't get videos out, but I figured out another way to get content out. I've been going through some health issues, and my health is one thing that is like kind of a pebble in my shoe when I'm doing things and want to be consistent. And so I literally have to find ways around dealing with that when health issues come up. Number two, I don't know, I guess I achieved my goal of wondering, like, can I just show up and God show up too? And he totally did. And I don't know, it just made me feel safe. It made me feel like he's there, he's got me when I'm obedient. And so I hope that encourages you as well, is that even if you're scared, even if you don't know what something's going to look like, that you can still show up and he's still going to meet you there. He's going to show up. And so there were some days where I wasn't quite sure what I was going to talk about. Before I started, I had made my list of different things that I wanted to talk about, the best that I could. But as I went along in the journey, things changed or things got moved around, or I would be like, I'm not sure if I want to talk about that today, but I don't know what to talk about. And in the shower in the morning, it would just hit me like, boom, this is what you need to talk about. And because I've been in the Word and I've been thinking about this thing, it wasn't too hard for me to kind of outline what I wanted to talk about. I definitely learned show up expectantly, show up with hope. The way that you can prepare to show up is not like knowing every little detail of every little thing and how everything's going to look, but you want to be prepared by kind of saturating yourself with the content or with your research or with, thinking about something, so that when the time comes, you can show up and be authentic and be interesting and just allow the Holy Spirit to co-create with you. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like when you're acting, you need to study your script, but you study it, you learn the words, but you have to kind of like get it into you. I heard this actor say it's like steeping tea in water. It just kind of has to get into you. So when you're on set and the director's like, try this, do this, it's not like, oh my gosh, what's my line? It's just, you're just kind of flowing. It really just helped me to know that God is there, and that, when we're obedient, you're not alone. You're not flustering alone. And he was there with me. The third thing that I learned was it's important to have a plan going into a challenge or a project or whatever, but you need to have grace with yourself. One thing that really helped me was building in rest and reflection, because I know that about myself. I know that I need rest. I know that I need to reflect. I know that that's really important to me in order to stay inspired and excited. When I did the challenge, I knew that I'd be doing live videos, so I had cut out the time of editing, although I needed to edit some videos. I also made Saturday and Sundays rest and reflection days. And it was also during the holidays, so I was like, I'm not putting a video on the holiday, and I'm not putting out a video the day before the holiday or the day after the holiday, because you're prepping for the holiday and then you're resting from the holiday. And so I already knew that I was going to be tired and I need to take care of my health. And so I planned in those rest days. Now, another thing happened that I wasn't anticipating was health issues. There was 2 days where I was feeling really, really, really bad. I could barely get out of bed. I still decided to write out the emails and write out a lesson, an assignment, and a journal prompt in emails to go out to my community. And just be very open with the fact that I have an autoimmune disease, that I'm going through some health challenges right now. I'm not going to let it stop me, but I'm also not going to push myself into oblivion for this thing. It's holding everything with grace and finding ways around it. And so I was able to show up every day, but I just had some options on how to show up. There's a few days where I had to go to the doctor. So the day before, I did my live video, then I recorded another video, edited that, and then scheduled it for the next day. And so that way I was still showing up every day somehow, some way. The last thing that I really, really learned that I should have known before is that after I'm done with a project, I usually am like kind of wiped out and I need a break. And that happens like when I do a show for theater, when I work on a movie, even graduating with my master's degree this past December. It's like I just needed a break. And so if I want to be consistent in the future, I really need to think about, how do I build in breaks after longer bouts, or how do I do this? Like, that's really the next thing, because I'm an introvert who loves people, and I want to be consistent because I want to grow. What you have, like who you are, is attractive to the audience, I guess, in a weird way. And so I do want to grow, but I want it to be organic. I want it to be authentic. I want to be able to be myself. I want to have people in my community that actually care and that can be engaged with me and that I can actually impact and they can impact me. That requires consistency. In order for me to be consistent, I also need breaks. It might look like me prepping more content or batching more content, but I will figure it out. I've been at this game for a long, long time. I've been consistent in different ways. So I've been consistent either writing blogs or doing videos or doing podcasts. I've been consistent creating for the past 15 years on different platforms in different ways. But think I'm at the place where I'm ready to really buckle down and focus. And it just had to happen in my own time because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to focus on. At first on this channel, you can see I started out doing mommy skits because my kids were really young. And then I started crafting and doing lifestyle and thrifting and doing hair stuff and just kind of exploring and really having fun. But when it came down to it, I realized I missed making sketches, and I really love inspiring people. And over the years, I started a production company, I ran a business, I am a business as an actor and a performer, and I've learned so much over the years. Now I'm in my mid-40s, my kids are getting ready, one's in college, one's getting ready to go to college. I'm gonna be an empty nester soon. What? I have a lot of stuff to share. A lot. I have my own take on stuff. There's a lot of wonderful things on YouTube, and I actually love watching several YouTubers who are younger than me in different phases of life. There's space for this other voice that's like, I've been through some stuff, but I'm still young and want to be with it, but I'm not super young, but I'm not like retiring. So, I'm excited to explore that, and I'm still walking towards my dream, but I have accomplished many things on my list. So I want to figure out how to do that consistently and share. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful to you some way. I'd love it if you would hit that subscribe button, that you hit that notification bell, and that you would comment down below. What is your biggest challenge with consistency? Because I know so many of us struggle with it, but I know there are many people that have figured their way around it and really, really benefited from it. So yeah, do that, and I will see you in the next video.